to be back on the field. Eric Reed gets a 3-year contract extension with the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to Eric Reed. In the midst of getting penalized, in the midst of getting so many drug tests that it obviously it wasn't random. Random drug tests ends at having a couple. So, big ups to Eric Reed. He's going to be playing again with the Panthers. But some of the biggest news of the day, the Browns have signed Kareem Hunt. So now they have Chubb and Kareem Hunt and Baker Mayfield. They still have Landry. They still have a pretty solid defense. Mark my words. Mark my words. They are making it to the playoffs next year. I said they were going to win 8 games. They almost won 8 games. So now we got to take it to the next level. They are making the playoffs. They're too good of a team. I don't know how well coached that they are, but they are too good of a team to not make the playoffs. Chief says he ain't going to do too much. That illness was too tough to come back from. Mark Schlereth has done it. I think he can come back. Now, this first season back, is he going to be at full strength? Probably not. But I think when he does come back, after probably a year, I think he'll be ready to go. Mochi says, I doubt if Hunt plays next year. I think he is going to play. I don't know how many games he's going to get suspended. They were talking about projected he was going to get 6. Possibly 6 games. I don't see him completely missing the entire season. I don't see that happening. I do see him missing half or more than half. I can definitely see that happening. But I don't necessarily see him missing the entire season. The AAF, Alliance of American Football. Answer this question. Is this the start of something big or no? I think it's the start of something big. I don't want to get too excited about this because it's the first weekend. And like I said in an earlier chat room, they've got a long way to go. It's only the first week. But they had 2.9 million viewers on the opening night. 2.9 million viewers on the opening night. That is a lot. That's not like 2 or 3. That's not like a couple thousand. That's 2.9 million. We, as football fans, we yearn to be able to watch football. Like, it does matter, but at the end of the day, it kind of doesn't matter. But the product that they're putting out on the field, I think, is a good product. You have names of the like of Garrett Gilbert. He played at Texas. He played at SMU. You got Trent Richardson in the league. You got a lot. You got Gavin Escobar, I believe, was on the team. So you have a lot of people, a lot of players that don't have, their time is up in the NFL and they end up coming over to the Alliance of American Football. And it looks like this first weekend you could definitely say was a success. You could say it was a complete success. Now, there are some rule changes. I don't know if you guys were aware of this. There are some rule changes comparing to the NFL. No kickoffs. The ball is spotted at the 25-yard line. 2-point conversion attempts instead of extra points. 4th and 12 conversion attempt replaces an onside kick. Also, blitz limitations. Only 5-man rush allowed. So those are some of the changes that they have. And also, if this is your first time tuning in, first of all, thank you. Second of all, if you want to join in on the show chat room, it is very easy to do. All you have to do is create a login, either with your Facebook, your email, or your Twitter, and you can join in on the conversation. Join in on what we're talking about. It gets exciting. Sometimes it gets rowdy, but it's definitely worth jumping in. It figures that Atlanta would be the team to play and bite the dust. Rules suck. I think the blitz one sucks, but I'm okay with the other ones. I mean, kickoffs, it does have some excitement to it when you're kicking off the ball. But I mean, do we really need a kickoff? Is that absolutely necessary to have a kickoff? I don't think it's absolutely necessary. 2-point conversion attempts instead of extra points. I like that rule too. I honestly, I do. 4th and 12 conversion attempts replace an onside kick. I don't know if that's exactly at 4th and 12 or longer than 4th and 12, so I don't know, fully understand that. But here's the breakdown on the scores. Orlando beats Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta did get blown out, 40-6. San Antonio beats San Diego, 15-6. To give San Diego a team, I think that's great. I think to if they want to continue to advance this, put a team in St. Louis. I think St. Louis definitely wants a team back, so that may be in the future. Birmingham beats Memphis 26-0. Arizona beats Salt Lake 38-22. And also, here's some kind of winners and losers. I pulled this up on a large article of USA Today. A winner, the founders of the AAF, Charlie Ebersol and Bill Polian. I think this was a great idea. I do. You're trying to partner with the NFL. You're not trying to be this huge thing that's bigger than the NFL. We've seen that so many different times. You cannot compete with the NFL. You think about NFL Europe. NFL Europe was around really for like way too long, but they partnered with the NFL. The NFL stamp was on it. And you see how far that it was able to go and how they were able to funnel players over. So I think there was some success with NFL Europe. And I think with this league, I think we are going to see some success with it. Like I said, they're not trying to compete. They're trying to partner with them. They need a team in Buffalo. That sucks. I don't think they need a team in Buffalo. I don't think we need to see any more teams in Buffalo at all. All right, so we got our first guest up on the line. My man Tucker Dale Booth. What's going on?
What up? Is this Ben? What up, man?
Yeah, what up, man? You're live on the air, man. Glad to get you on the show. What's going on?
Live and in effect. Glad to be here. Glad to happen, bro, with me.
Yeah, man. I know it took a minute. To get you on, but I'm happy we were able to make it happen tonight.
Well, we're both busy guys. What can we say, you know? But that's good. I'm glad we're finally working together. It's exciting stuff, man.
Definitely. So, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do.
What about 4 hours? Cool. Okay. No. I am what they would call a professional entertainer. And by that, I mean, if you have entertainment needs that have anything to do with the industry out here in Los Angeles where I live in Redondo Beach, California, but I live near Hollywood, not too far away. I can pretty much do it. I'm trained as a singer. I play guitar professionally. I play piano professionally. I am a composer. I'm a trained actor, comedian, 12-time freestyle rap battle champion in 4 states. I've put out 14 original rap and hip-hop albums on my own record label and have helped start 2 different independent record labels over the last 15 years. And beyond all that, I'm also a writer, do a lot of sports writing and sports podcast debate, battling on the podcast too. And I'm working on a couple different books, and I am now just about to be featured in my first independent film as an actor and co-producer of a new film that is on its way out as well, in case I needed one more thing to do. But that is what I do, man. I am a full-time entertainer.
Amazing, man. And I was scrolling through your Twitter, and I seen on there what was pinned up there. I'm kind of mad that I haven't seen it before, but your vocals were featured on The Detour, which was on TBS.
That's correct. Yeah, The Detour is written and directed and produced by Jason Jones and Samantha Bee, who are alumni from The Daily Show with Jon Stewart back in the Jon Stewart days. And Samantha Bee also has her own show on Comedy Central called Full Frontal, which Jason also co-produces as well. It's kind of more like a political show. But The Detour, if you haven't seen it, is really funny, kind of dark humor. I would call it like Vacation meets The Hangover or something.
Yeah, with the family. It's kind of just,
yeah, with a family, but they're like going through all kinds of stuff. And the one that you saw that's pinned up there was my first go-round on it, which is in season 2. They are now syndicated, and it's going to be dropping season 4 in the summer. But yeah, they brought me on originally because a friend of a friend was on a amateur hockey team with the show's composer, and the composer guy asked him one day, "Do you know any goofy guys that are rappers that are funny and can do something really off the wall?" And my buddy goes, "I can only think of one guy, but it's Tucker." And so just kind of as it goes out here, because I knew somebody who knew somebody, I got to do some ghost rap vocals for the show. And ghost rap means I wasn't credited for that particular episode, but they paid me non-union to come into the studio with the composer and record not just the lead vocals for the guy that's lip-syncing to my vocals on there, doing voice acting for him, but I also sang for the entire chorus on that. So if you go to my Twitter page, it's Tucker Dale Booth on Twitter. It's the pinned tweet up at the top. And basically it's Benjamin Franklin rapping. They're kind of making fun of Hamilton. And it's Benjamin Franklin's got his own rap opera now called Be Frank. And he's battling Thomas Jefferson and everybody else about how he's the greatest founding father. But, actually, speaking of Detour, I can tell you this much, Ben. I am now just about ready to be featured again doing more voice acting on Season 4, which drops in June on TBS and Hulu. And this is a credited vocal and a credited writing credit for this because I got to help write this one. So, yeah, this is some actual ASCAP. So, guys, go watch it. Go watch it 10 times, 20 times. Every time you watch it, I'm getting paid, peeps. So please go check out Season 4. I don't want to give away all the surprise, but I'll put it like this. The Funky Bunch is back from the grave, and they're battling Marky Mark, and they're coming for him. And I'm all the Funky Bunch. So be looking for that.
I'm definitely going to have to watch that. All the listeners out there, watch as well. Let me give a couple of shout-outs in the chat room. Shout-out to the greatest. He'll be coming on at 11 Eastern on the X Squad Radio. Also, Antoine Smitty Smith, Melvin in the building. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's a very interactive show. I know you probably listened to my show before, so we may get questions. We may get some people. I may be shouting out some people, so you kind of know how the podcast game works.
Hit me up, peeps. You got any questions, man? I'll do anything. I'll freestyle about anything you want to. Whatever you got, hit me up. Curveballs. Let's go.
All right, so we got to talk about the Rams. I know that you're a Rams fan. The season is now over, but they made it to the Super Bowl. They made it to the big game. Talk about the season that the Rams had, and kind of what do you think the future is going to look like for this team?
Man, first of all, I know there are a lot of even Rams fans out there right now that are still feeling sad about this, but I'm not going to be that guy. I'm so proud of this team this year, bro. I think we did amazing things this year. I started loving the Rams because I'm from St. Louis before I'm from L.A. I grew up in St. Louis area, and I actually moved to St. Louis when I was 10, and the Rams moved there when I was 11. So it was like perfect timing for me, man. Like I'd never been in a city with a football team before. I came from Portland, Oregon originally. We didn't have a pro team. I was new in a new place. They were new in a new place. They were from the West Coast. All the stars aligned for me to fall in love with the Rams when I was a kid. So I've been pulling Rams ever since, bro. And since 1993 or 4, whenever they showed up, they have not had many winning seasons, let alone Super Bowl seasons. We had that one magic ride with Kurt, and we had one more almost